Well, fellas, it is being finalized, as they say. Or maybe it's final by now. Hell, you never know with Coach Belichick. But the greatest NFL coach of all time is now the head coach of the University of North Carolina. Freddie T, you got an opportunity to play for him. What do you think about Bill Belichick now being a college head coach?
Just that, college head coach, man, seems weird. I wonder how he's going to respond to those kids, those children, you know, having been dealing with grown men his entire coaching career. But I think the whole thing comes down to Coach just missing the game, just missing being around the guys, the camaraderie, even though he's here with you guys cutting the fool on Inside the NFL, and that gives him that locker room feel. He's able to still talk the game, doing the shows with Peyton and Eli. He misses strategizing and just being in the building. That has a lot to do with the decision, along with the other things that are allegedly in the contract. But yeah, man, I don't know in this day and age, in this era, when the game has gotten younger, a lot of the coaches are younger. You see a legendary coach like Coach Belichick going down to the college level, interacting with those kids, the recruiting landscape and the NIL and all that other stuff. I don't know if his fuse is long enough, and I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it. So, but it's interesting.
The thing for him, first off, is it's a college or a university that had an older head coach already in Mac Brown. So they have an infrastructure for recruiting in this era. But the hell with that, dog. I was with Coach Belichick all day yesterday. Thanks to him, bro, he gave us the most beautiful day. We come in to meet, you know, like I'm on his head out the gate. Yeah, Coach, I'm surprised you're here. You supposed to be at UNC, woo, woo, woo. He goes on this epic rant. Oh, Ryan, do you believe everything effing media says? Two things you can't believe is the government and the media. He's like, that guy, forget him. That girl, forget her. Don't believe none of what you hear. So we fired up, right? So we talking about it, having a good day. Man, we come on set and we're setting up skits because he's supposedly gone and not leaving. And he's like into it all, man, and having a good time. We have Rodney Harrison on the show, and this was when it started to get real. Rodney was like, nah, Coach, I'm asking you. I hear all the reports. You told me if I ever had a question, you wouldn't lie to me. You'd shoot me straight. And then he goes, well, Rodney, I have interviewed, and there is interest. And at that moment, I said, he's going to leave. But what was cool about it, though, bro, was like, Coach was putting things in place the way he wanted them to. We had Freddie T on the show 2 weeks ago because Coach asked, not because we wanted it, not because Alicia wanted it, not because Inside the NFL. He wanted to push Freddie T for the Hall of Fame. He'd been talking about Rodney Harrison getting in the Hall of Fame for years, right? He did it on the Tom Brady roast. He's done it on our show. All of a sudden, Rodney Harrison is on the show. And then we always wanted him to come on the pivot. He's giving us people's numbers like, hey, take this number. He'll be a great guest for you guys. Don't tell him I gave it to you. Just call him. Just text him. And so he's setting all these things in place. And then now he finally moves on to North Carolina. And we're hearing that his son could be the coach in waiting. Mike Lombardi, who he was doing TV shows with here, he's now bringing him there as the GM. Like, he's a goal-oriented dude. He just didn't want to say goodbye. He just didn't want to have the conversations. And he's a strategist. He's a genius. I don't know if he's necessarily like this great people person that's in touch with his feelings and wants to share those things socially. So that was his goal, bro. But he sat up here the entire day. And now that I think back on it, I never asked him, was he truly leaving? So he never had to answer me. And every joke I made, he just deflected it off somewhere else. So what I'm saying is, I'd rob a bank with him, or I'd deflate footballs, or I'd spy on other teams. Because what he ain't gonna do is break.
Yeah.
And they got a great coach. They got a coach that is gonna be true to himself. But truly, man, I'm grateful to Bill because it was the best day we had here. And it's because he started with this epic rant about how we couldn't believe he was leaving because you can't trust the media and you can't trust the government. I guess he just treated me like the media all day.
Man, listen, I ain't never played for Bill. Talked to Bill a number of times, went up there and worked out for the Patriots coming out. Strategist, very intelligent dude. Like you're saying, the way he's setting up, and now as the information comes out, the way he's setting up North Carolina, it is genius. But I was a part of this. Never played for Bill, but Bill and Nick Saban are very similar. Genius football minds, but genius people. And you remember, I'm not going to be the Alabama head coach. I remember when that happened, and that was 06. We went up to Indy. Peyton Manning and them boys beat the hell out of us. For 2 years, we came back from away games. Nick and Terry Saban would sit in the first seat in first class. Every damn game, Nick would be on his damn iPad looking at film. Pissed off. Win, lose, or draw, he gonna find something to be pissed at. After that Indy game, the last game of 06, we walked on the plane, and he had his legs crossed on his phone, and he was talking, and he was smiling. And we were scared as shit. We didn't know what was going on. We were scared as hell. We like, why is Nick? He can't punish us. It's the last game of the season. We ain't gonna make the play. We thought he was gonna run us. We all in the back of the plane like, y'all see Nick was smiling? Y'all see Nick was smiling? A couple days later, it comes out he's going to Alabama. They're not gonna show their hand.
Right.
Bill was not gonna show his hand to you and Chris and Ocho and all this. He wasn't gonna show his hand, just like Nick didn't want to show his hand. It's the same person. But my thing about Bill being a college coach, who he's coaching against, the Dabos, Florida guy, I got to bring up Billy Napier, all those Deion Sanders, all those guys. You tell Bill Belichick on a Wednesday afternoon he has to fly to Montana to sit in the living room with a 4-star offensive guard. Bill gonna tell you to kiss my damn butt. Like, you see Bill going on a recruiting path. He is a genius offensive coach. North Carolina got to beat North Carolina State. They got to beat Duke. I understand all that, and I think he can scheme up any damn defense to stop our offense. But I think the recruiting part of Bill going to kiss ass of a teenager is not going to happen.
But it goes back to this, too. What do I always say? Bill says, do business as business is being done. That's part of it. He knows that that's part of building a championship culture. If the Deflategate was part of the fucking getting Super Bowl, that's what we were going to do.
But did you
That's what we're going to do,
but,
right?
Fred, did you hear?
So whatever it took, they got it done. If Bill has to pull up to Montana on a Wednesday, he going to go and sit in that living room and get it done because he wants to win. He is a championship legendary coach, and he understands the landscape. So he's going to always do business as business is being done.
I heard Brady, Gronk, and Edelman talking about this, and they said, Bill going to sit in them rooms and say, well, you can come if you want to. We don't really need you, but you can come in the rooms you want to. Bill ain't with that, man. Bill is not going to try to convince no child that I need you. I'm Bill Belichick. Come here and learn how to play ball or not, man. I doubt it. I'll put it out there. I doubt this Bill Belichick college coach stuff.
I talked to someone who knows a ton of NFL today, and they said if it's true that his son would elevate to head coach if Bill was gone, then why can't he just take a job in January and now his son is the head coach and now he's in the NFL and all is right with the world for Bill Belichick?